Hey friends, Mike and Jess here.
And welcome to Regeneration Nation TV. Today we are reacting to Bob Mortimer. I once broke into the garden of the local witch's house. What? This is WILTY, another WILTY for the books.
Oh my goodness. On a dark winter's night.
Another one for you to lose.
Are you talking smack while I'm reading?
I wanted to distract you.
Disrespect. That's the ultimate disrespect now. Even if you do lose, it's worth half points. Because it was disrespect before the match began. Okay.
A local witch's house. Did you ever have anything like this in your neighborhood? Like, remember those?
I used to have this old lady who used to rent us for free. She didn't charge us, but she used to rent us VHS tapes. And I didn't know how she got them all. She had a lot. Might have been wizardry.
Like you would go and rent them from her, or she would go and rent them from the store and then bring them back? She just
had them. She had this room that was just so many VHS tapes. And I saw a lot of movies for the first time from that room. By myself.
You know, there's a lot of moments in my childhood that I'm super thankful and I feel like angels are watching over me, like my whole childhood, because when I remember back, when I look at the ID channel and I see all these things and I'm like, that guy in my neighborhood kind of seems like that guy. Like, I'm so shocked that I didn't get kidnapped or something. But we used to go to my friend's house in this big, huge neighborhood. It was a big, huge house that he had, but it was like on the neighborhood cul-de-sac. It was like the darkest house like that I remember. But this could be my brain tricking me, because you know how your memories get tainted as you get older. You start thinking about it differently. Yeah. Could be a dream. I don't know. But we used to go to his house all the time and he would give us candy. And I'm just like,
oh, that is creepy.
That probably, but it would always be in the daytime. We would never go like inside. Oh, no. We would never go inside his house, but like still, it was just like, I don't know. How many times did I have those moments where something bad could have happened to me?
Well, he would have been a warlock anyways. So
yeah, not a witch.
Different, but similar.
But there's always that house in your hometown that you drive past it and you're like, you're pretty sure this is where old man or like a witch lives there, or like a haunted story house, you know. Let us know in the comment section, because I really want to read those stories, actually.
I think it'd be cool to have a warlock in your neighborhood. A witch, you don't know what they get into.
What's the difference? It's a male witch. That's what a warlock is.
More trustworthy. A little bit. A little bit.
That's a little sexist, by the way. You're going to get fought in the comment section.
It might be, but hey. Who you going to trust, a warlock or a witch? I'm just saying.
True.
Anyways, all right. Let's get into this. As always, links down below. And yeah, let's go.
On a dark winter's night, I once broke into the garden of the local witch's house and was shocked by what I found there.
He said witch's house, like he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's already throwing you off the trail.
David, Steve.
Okay, at what point...
There's a lot of questions, isn't there?
At what point in your life did this happen?
I'm going to guess somewhere between when I was 11 and 13.
12?
I'm going to say 12.
And you say the local witch's house. What do you mean by that?
I mean, this is a very distant memory now.
Okay.
It was the house, not very far from me, where all the kids said that the witch lived.
And who did live there?
I don't know their name.
Right.
I'll call them Mary Candles. It had hedges at the front, you know, it's like uncut hedges.
It's the chick from this morning. I forget her name, though. You remember?
No, I don't remember her name.
We watched the one innuendo.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You are so good at recognizing people.
There she is.
Oh, wow.
You
okay.
don't remember?
That's funny. I don't remember
hedges
her name,
at the front, you know, it's like uncut hedges, a front gate covered with hedging. And it said on the front gate, it said simply the words, "No thanks."
No, really?
So that's quite creepy, isn't it?
Can I ask a question? You started that with saying you were shocked by what you saw there.
Yeah. Yes. Shocked by what I found there.
So what did you find there?
I'm not comfortable.
This is the most different one we've ever seen. What is he doing? He's got to change up the strategy eventually, I guess. Holy moly.
He looked back at the card. Oh, what I found there.
It's like it's clear the strategy. Make you think that I'm lying because this is clearly not true. I'm having to read the card. So therefore it's true. But is it really? And this whole thing's a trick. And I'm really lying.
He's completely got us bewildered at this
do I know you're going to
this
think
point.
that too?
Yeah.
It's one of those mastermind things because you don't know what's
I
real
don't know.
anymore.
It could
Well,
be he could be leading us on this trail just to do the opposite, or he could be leading us on the trail because it's that. Like,
Exactly.
I don't understand.
There's no winning in this one now.
Telling you that just yet. I'm not comfortable with telling you that just yet.
I've got to come up with it, Bruce.
This is going so far, it's got to be a lie, isn't it?
Let me just say, it does not have to be a lie. Whatever he says, however absurd, it could still be true.
Yep.
However plausible, it could still be a lie. It's just, essentially, what we are doing for this section is entirely futile.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's literally, there's no winning now because the setup he just set up was so genius.
Yeah.
You can't win this. You can guess, and you might be right, but you weren't for sure.
You weren't 100%.
We'll guess, and then it will be over.
So how did you come to go into this house? Who were you with?
I was with, what's he called? I was with Ken Numbers. Changed it, yeah. Ronnie Calculator's son.
Ronnie Calculator's son.
The vibe is, it's very unkempt.
Wait, that's the guy we just watched do the snooker thing. No? Bad. Sorry.
The vibe is, it's very unkempt. It's the gardening because, as we all know, Lee, yeah, witches hate gardening, wizards hate plumbing. Right. So we knew it was a female residence.
Right.
So
So you've never seen Mary Candles, but you were only speculating it must be a witch rather than a wizard because it was an unkempt garden with no sign of deficient plumbing.
Exactly. And, you know, we wanted to be the first people who said, no, we penetrated, you know, its boundaries.
Yeah.
We went into the front lawn, down a gate to the side, past the bins, past the back door, yeah, and then to the window where there was a light on, a big picture window, looked inside, and that's when we saw this extraordinary sight. Well, extraordinary to us as 12-year-olds.
And what was it? What was it? You've got to say.
It was a tiny, tiny horse. And I'm not saying it was watching television, that was all that was in the room, was a tiny horse and a television on. I did get in the house.
You got in the house?
Yes, Mrs. Candles came out.
Right.
Yes, and she said to me, you're one of the Mortimer boys, aren't you?
Were you?
Yeah.
Were you?
That's what Ken said. And she said, would you like to come in and see the horse? And she took us in, and it stank of paraffin. It was hot.
The horse?
Hot. No, that was the house.
I thought about the horse stunk
The
of
horse
paraffin.
did stink, actually.
Did he?
Yeah.
Of?
Meat, hot meat. As we were looking at the horse, I always remember this, she came in, and she had a toilet seat in her hand. And she said, if I gave you some money, do you think you could get rid of this for me?
What did you do with it?
Just threw it on our way home, just threw it somewhere else, I imagine.
Did she say what the horse's name was?
Max.
You'd have thought minimum.
All right, well, now, Suggs, what are you thinking about this?
I mean, you know, it's so preposterous, but David's flung me by saying this is the way he carries on anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, same.
I mean, but no, I'm saying lie, of
You
course.
say it's a lie.
It was when you said the horse smelt like hot meat.
Well, do you remember?
She held it together because there was a few innuendos in there, okay? We were the first to penetrate. What did he say about that? What? I'm surprised everybody didn't bust up laughing.
Said the horse smelt like hot meat.
Well, do you remember the detail of the paraffin heaters?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
We're talking 40, maybe 50 degrees there with those old...
40 or 50 degrees centigrade. So we're talking like the temperature of the desert in Saudi Arabia.
Did you ever see Mary Candles again?
No, never.
Never saw her again?
Never saw her again.
She probably melted in that heat.
All right, what are you going to say then, David?
Do we think lie?
I think it's a lie. I think it's a lie.
I think it is a lie.
All right, they're saying
Okay, come on. Let's have
Gosh.
it. I mean,
I
there
think
is
it's
no
a lie.
winning. There is no winning here.
I think it's a lie. I don't think he's telling the truth.
I think it was a lie until he started getting near the end. I think
'Cause
he
he
got a
started
little
getting more-
lazy, and it was way too detailed.
Yeah, he got more detailed.
I'm gonna go
but
with truth.
he tricks me every time with his
You're right.
details. That's what
You're
gets
right.
me.
I'm going with truth.
But
Dang
what
it.
the thing about it is that you have to remember, if you say truth right now before we started again, is that they gave him time to come up with a story. They gave him time to like keep thinking of
You're
stuff
right.
because they were distracting. He like made a joke about it, and then they kept talking about the story a little bit. So they gave
You're
him
right,
some
but I
time.
can risk it. You only get a half point for this. Remember?
it's a lie. Now, we should bear in mind that when it comes to Bob, David has a very poor track record. Let's see if he can be better tonight. Bob, truth or lie?
I was telling the truth.
Yes!
Oh, dang it!
It's true. Bob really did break into a creepy garden.
Oh my goodness! Dang it!
I'll be
I'm
here
on a
all week.
losing streak,
I'll
you
be here
guys.
all week.
I'm gonna be crying in the corner in a second.
Listen,
I don't
I'll
even think I
comfort
can
you
make
after.
eye
I know what
contact
it's like. I've been
with
there.
you.
I know what it's like. I've been there. I can talk
He
you down
got
from
me
this
again.
ledge.
Ah.
I think he got a little. He strayed a little bit off of his game plan he was using at the beginning, which was working very well. I think a little bit later, he just went on autopilot and started answering things a little bit too freely with no thought put into it at all.
Now
And it was
his
just
game
boom.
is on point, and now you have no idea.
Yeah, you really don't.
No idea.
I'm just saying stuff because I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
you said this, I'm gonna say that. Like oh God.
I'm just talking.
Me and David Mitchell are just gonna be on the same trajectory from here on out.
Yeah,
So I think
right?
I'm gonna go with whatever he says.
No. It's like even David knows. It's like he knows what's going on, but he doesn't really know what's going on. He just knows that he's lost in the woods.
Yeah.
It's like, I know I'm lost in the woods. I don't know how to get out of the woods. I don't know how I got here, but I do know I'm here.
I'm lost.
Yeah, that's all. You can't trust that guy. You can't trust him.
Oh, this is so great though, because now as it's progressing and the more and more we have David Mitchell and Bob Mortimer going back and forth with each other, it's something I look forward to. And even
Lee being on his
Lee
team.
being right there.
Lee being on his
Those
team is so
three
great.
together is just amazing because Lee always has the little comebacks that are like so
Yeah.
sarcastic and witty, and then right in the middle of a story, and then even David, he's like super sarcastic too, especially when those questions arise or like those statements are said and he says it back to you, but he makes you feel silly for saying it. It's so funny.
I want to see like a hangover type 3 buddies getting mixed up into some kind of, I don't know,
Unfortunate situation.
some
with the three
holiday
of them.
mix-up adventure. Yeah, with all 3 of
A
those
holiday
guys in it.
one, I love
That'd be
that.
a great movie.
They could go back to the witch's house, Mary Candles. It could be Halloween special.
Recreate a bunch of things that they've made up over the years.
That would be so
all
funny.
the lies that they've ever made up, they make a movie out of, like a couple of them that would make a
Hilarious.
good movie that would
You're
all
onto
work.
something. You're onto something. I would watch it. I would be. It would be like a Ernest Goes. You know?
All right. Thanks for watching with us, friends, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye, friends.
Peace.
I'm not scared of your love, so show me.